Hey, it's Derrick Fage here. It is the 60th anniversary of OTTO'S Ottawa, and we're doing some special things. So one of the things that we're doing, it's called the Valet series, and I get to interview some really interesting people, some really cool people. So the person I'm interviewing today is Sophia Jensen. She's an Olympian, 10-time world champion, and I'm going to pick her up in this brand new, beautiful 2025 Subaru Forester. She is waiting for me right now, so let's head over and pick up Sophia and find out what her journey's been like at the Olympics. Hello, hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. You want to go for a ride?
Of course I do.
Okay, let's do it.
This is nice.
Pretty sweet, eh? I was just telling our friends watching us here that this is a brand new 2025 Subaru Forester.
It is.
Pretty sweet, eh?
It's very sweet.
Where do you want to go?
Head down to the river, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, go for a little stroll.
Let's start from the beginning.
Yeah.
You're a canoeist, but you do a particular type of canoeing. So what was your introduction to the sport?
Yeah, so I got into the sport when I was around 11, 12 years old. I moved to Quebec from Edmonton, Alberta, where I grew up, and when I started in school, obviously, as every little kid, you want to make friends and like have a group.
Yeah, of course.
And I noticed that everyone at this school was at the Cascades Club, so I was like, Mom, get me in this. And I've never left.
Very cool. I love it. Now, okay, so the Cascades Club was what exactly? Was it like a canoe paddling club?
So it's a canoe paddling club, yeah, and then it's also a squash club.
Oh, I played squash.
Yeah.
Growing up, I played
Perfect.
competitive squash.
Come down to the Cascades Club. We got some fun open tournaments down there.
So qualifying for the Olympics, explain to me how the qualifying happens.
Yeah, qualifying for the Olympics has got to be the most excruciatingly long process ever. And I'm so excited to do it again.
Right,
It's got to be like the hardest thing. Qualifying is harder than the Olympics, I must admit. Well, there's so much that goes into it, especially in a sport where the Olympics is the #1 competition you want to be a part of.
Right.
Like, it definitely varies from sport to sport, but as a sprint canoeer, like, this is the most important competition.
Yeah. So then you make it, you've
Yes.
qualified,
Oh
you
my
go to
God.
the Olympics. I mean, your parents must be losing their minds at this point.
I was losing my mind.
I know. So you go to the Olympics. I mean, tell me in one of the most beautiful places on earth, right?
Yeah.
It's not like, you're just going somewhere. You're going to Paris. What was the experience like?
Oh my God.
You arrived there and what happened? Like, did they bring you right to the village right away?
Actually, no. We
Okay.
were competing 30 minutes outside of Paris. So
Okay.
So we were staying in a very nice hotel, I must admit. It was
Sweet.
great. I know. I keep seeing everyone's TikToks like, oh, the beds at the village are terrible. I'm like, mine are great. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, because weren't they like cardboard beds?
Yeah, they
or
were.
That's wild.
Exactly.
Okay.
It was so funny. But we managed to go to the village for the closing ceremonies on the day before the closing ceremonies, so we got to experience it all there.
Right.
It was awesome. I mean, being at the course, there were like 24,000 people in the stands every day.
My
It was so crazy. I was like, what? I didn't even know this many people watched canoe kayak at this point. I was like, okay, sounds good. It was so cool.
For people that didn't follow you, walk us through that competition and how you made it, got to the finals and where you placed. I mean, I know all this story myself, but let's tell everybody watching right now how that all transpired.
Yeah, so the whole, what I had to do is I had to compete in a C1 200-meter heat, which would either place me directly into the semifinal or I'd have to do quarterfinals. I was lucky enough to place directly into the semifinal, which in my opinion can be good and bad because sometimes I like to race more to get the nerves out.
Okay.
So I was super relieved to make the semifinal and know that I have a place there. So that was all good. I got to the semifinal. I was like, okay, I have to just come top 4. I can do that.
Right,
but the closer and closer I got to it, oh my gosh, I've never been so stressed out in my entire life.
The nerves started getting to you?
Making the semifinal, making to the final has got to be the most stressful part ever.
Yeah.
Because that makes or breaks everything.
Right.
It's either B final or A final, and I obviously really want to be an A final. So it was, yeah, I worked so hard all year and the year before on my mental preparation and my stress control, and it didn't matter.
Really?
I must admit. Maybe
So
I didn't work hard enough.
Do you work with like a psychologist, or this is just okay?
Yeah, so I work
like a sports
psychologist, and then my
psychologist?
own like meditation and stuff like that. And
Right.
truly, now I get it. When people say the Olympics is a whole other beast, it is just like, and maybe it was just meant so much to me that I was there, and I secretly hold a lot of expectations on myself.
Well, yeah, you're a 10-time world champion.
I pretend that I
Right.
don't. I'm like, oh, I just want to make the A
Right.
final, it's fine. But then as soon as I made the A final, I was like, okay, now you
I
gotta
want
go
the podium.
harder. Exactly. So, but yeah, it was like so cool being on the line in front of my friends, my family, and just 24,000 people who were cheering us on. Was just like the most amazing experience of my life.
How did you and OTTO'S get together? How did that partnership come to be?
Yeah, well, I was really looking for a vehicle way back, and OTTO'S managed to help me out. I was really looking for a BRZ because I love a good sports car,
like a
honestly.
sport, yeah.
I love a good
You're
sports
a
car.
canoe sprinter.
Exactly. I need to go fast.
Yeah.
And this red one managed to come in as a used car, and they helped me through the whole process. I've never had such a great experience than this, honestly. It's been great, and ever since then, they've been
cool.
by my side. The backstage stuff, though, on like the closing ceremonies, is so fun to talk about because we got ready for the closing ceremonies at 5. We got picked up and taken to the giant place stadium for it. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
It didn't end until around like 1 a.m. We didn't get back until 2 a.m.
Okay.
And I don't think I got back to the village until 9 a.m.
No. Sweet.
This is only the second time women's canoe has been in the Olympics.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show that anything is possible. And it's really cool being a part of a group of women that is continuing to break these boundaries and continuing to break the world records. And yeah, it's an honor to be a part of this journey.
Enjoy your hike.
Thank
and
you.
We'll catch up some other time, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
I'm sure of it as well. Have fun in this brand new whip.